How are you feeling about me meeting your family?
I'm excited for that. Very excited for that.
Yeah?
But I don't think you have anything to worry about. I more care about, like I said, how you treat me, rather than who you are and where you're from.
Meet the family was very strange. It was really strange in the sense that some went very well and some were a bit questionable. I question how Demi said she wanted Ollie to meet, her friends first before he met her family. And it's like, why? Why are we doing a trial run? Why don't we just get him to meet your family? Do you want to get their approval before you make him sort of meet your immediate family? Make it make sense. And I don't know why Stephen had to get Sabrina to meet his friends in a well, it looked like a bar or a pub or something like that. And I loved Maria's meetup with Tom and her family. And I also loved Benaya and Nicole. I thought that was very sweet and very endearing. But anyway, I digress. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love is Blind UK. Season 1, Episode 7. Am I the only one who's confused? Because in the last episode, we left whereby we had Tom walking out of the room because Maria was upset that he had prejudged her because of her career path. And so how did we get from that to suddenly we are with Freddie and Catherine? Make that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand it. I'm pleasantly confused. Somebody help me straighten my mind out. Anyway, so we have all the couples, they're just doing their thing. You have Benaya and Nicole going for a bicycle ride, which is cute. They are the cutesy couple. They really are. I know someone in the comments said she's childlike. I don't think so. I think she's just someone who's used to being pampered, Nicole, and so I think this is who she is. I think she brings out her inner child in certain occasions, especially when she's excitable. But hey, who are we to judge? You have Freddie and Catherine go shopping, and the way she was being so standoffish, for lack of a better word, is outstanding. The way she was dismissive, the way she was hypercritical, she was finding fault in anything and everything he did, said, or didn't say. Because he's a man and she's picking items, and we all know men don't like going shopping. So the idea that she'd be upset that he's not participating doesn't make sense. She just needs to go on YouTube and type in, and she'll see how husbands behave, or on any social media app, and just see how husbands behave when their wives are shopping. So the idea that he was actually making a joke of everything and she couldn't even fathom that is shocking for me. It's shocking. I don't get it. He later on took her to his house. I think he was trying to turn her around. I think he realized she had got the ick and was trying to bring her on board. And she's reminding me of someone from Married at First Sight UK. I've forgotten her name. Who once she went to the husband's house and realized that he had bag, she changed her mind. Because as soon as they got to Freddie's house and she realized that Freddie actually had bag and they had a home. I know somebody was saying something about Benaya. In the UK, people prioritize buying a property. Most people. So you'll find people will go off to university, they'll get an education, they'll come back, they'll stay at home with parents until they've raised enough money for a deposit, then they move out into their home. So am I surprised that Freddie's got a home at 32? No, I'm not surprised. I know I'm stereotyping, but I'm not surprised. After all, he's a funeral director, so I assume he owns his own company. He must be making bag. He must be making money. And so the fact that he's got his own home, some people have inheritance, which is passed down to them, which they use to buy properties. So I'm not surprised that he's got his own home. I was surprised with his mirror. It looked more feminine, but maybe an ex-girlfriend left it and he didn't want to say so in case he triggered Catherine. And Catherine changed from day to night the moment she realized, oh, there might be bag here, because it's got a great looking house. The fact that she was saying, I want to apologize that at times I'm stroppy. So you didn't realize you're stroppy until you walked into his house. I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she's not messing with no broke. It looks like she's seen money and now she knows she has to behave herself. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, then it must be, if you've been here a while, this saying, so it must be a duck. I think she now likes him because she's realized he's got bag. And she's realized that he can provide for her financially and give her the lifestyle that she's wanted. And this is why I know she's got her own job, but I think the idea that he's already settled and she can just walk into this is something that is changing her opinion of him. I think the fact that she's walked into his house and realized that actually he's not a bum and is someone who's very organized for his age, for 32, is something that is making her realize that maybe she might want to be extra nice to him. Maybe she might just want to be extra nice to him. So I can't wait to see what happens with that. You have Ollie and Demi go shopping. Well, Ollie is in a world of his own as well. I don't quite understand him. I really don't. I want to pretend to say, oh, I do understand him. I don't understand him. Something is off with him because he's trying to come across as a good guy. Because he said something that made me sort of, the hairs on the back of my hair stand up when he said, oh, I want her friends to see that I've got her best interest at heart, which makes me believe that he might not be feeling her as much as he makes out, and is only doing this because he knows that because of her illness, people are going to drag him for filth if he doesn't sort of conform or if he doesn't do anything. So this is why I feel like he was being extra nice. They did some shopping and then they went and they prepared for Demi's friends. And Demi also made a comment that was shocking for me. They're both the same. I don't think they're sure about one another, and their lack of sort of security in this connection, in this relationship, is why they're behaving the way they're behaving. Because Demi was saying, I want to see how he goes with my friends, and then if everything goes okay with my friends, then I'll introduce him to my family. And it's like, why are we doing a trial run? Are you not sure about him? Why are we doing a trial run about this connection or about this man with your friends? So what? If your friends say no, then you don't introduce him to your family. I don't get it. He was very antsy. His confidence, everything that he was exuding all went out the door. Yeah, he did try his best. I think he was trying to impress her friends for some reason. He doesn't want people to call him out. And the friends were impressed. They said, they like the connection. They think they're doing great. I think Demi and Ollie are very stiff. Something is not right. Something is not authentic. And sadly, they don't have experts to come in and talk to them as a couple, because I think had someone spoken to them, they would have been able to address whatever issues they are. Sadly, the only other people who can speak to them are either people that are biased towards Demi or people that are biased towards Ollie. And so they are never going to be impartial. I think they need to speak to people like Tom or Benaya. On the ladies' side, I don't even know who, because all the ladies really love Demi, so they're always going to ride hard. So I think Tom and Benaya would be good because they're neutral parties and they'll be able to give unbiased opinions. But hey, it is what it is. You have, Jasmine sit down with Bobby. Apparently, Bobby did a music video before. And so they had this conversation. In my opinion, it seems like this was a rehash in front of the producers. It seems whatever issues they had with that were addressed in private, and then they decided to bring it on camera and made light of it, because apparently he was in a music video. He was all over this girl, and it's like, oh my God. If he's doing singing or some sort of R&B or soul or whatever, he's going to have a love interest. He's going to have a love interest. It's up to you to decide, are you okay with that? And did whatever he do seem appropriate, or was it not? If it was disrespectful and you feel disrespected, kick rocks and keep it moving. Just dump him to the side. You don't need to keep pursuing something with him. You can keep it moving and find somebody else who will match your speed, somebody else who will align with you better. Finally, we get to see my faves. I love their maturity. Because we see, Maria and Tom there they're at a small cafe. Oh my God, I loved whatever he was putting in the oven. It looked like a pizza, whatever. It looked amazing. Anyway, I digress. So they're having this conversation and they're sort of trying to sort of reach an understanding of what happened before, in regards their sort of conflict about stereotypes. And Maria I love that she stands on her own 2 feet. I love the fact that she's able to back herself, because she did tell him that she felt some type of way about him being judgmental. And it seems he does do that at times. And he acknowledged that this is something that he knows he does. So I'm happy that they were able to address it without screaming and shouting, saying anything derogatory, anything disrespectful. I think they're one of the best matches in this experiment, as far as I'm concerned. I think Maria and Tom are one of the best matches, followed by Benaya and Nicole, and then followed by Demi and Ollie, if Ollie can behave himself. if Ollie can just behave himself. Well, we then get back. So they talk about, meeting her family. And I love the fact that she gave him guidelines and sort of explained her culture. Because most times on dating TV shows, you have people complain, oh, this couple don't hold hands, or this couple don't kiss, this couple. And it's like, that is custom for English people. To kiss on the train, to kiss on the bus, to kiss in the pool, to kiss in the air. That is custom for them. But for other cultures, that is not custom. That is seen as inappropriate or disrespectful. So I like the fact that she explained to him, because he was saying, well, I want to show them that I love you. And she said, yes, I understand, but to them it's disrespectful. My mother would be mortified if you did that. And so I love that he was accepting and understanding, and he was able to sort of ask her, so has this played a part in your dating? Has this affected any of your relationships? And she was quick to say, yes, it has, and it's taught me dating, because I was tired of constantly explaining and justifying my culture. Then they brought up the topic. Well, Tom brought up the topic about her dad. And so I love the fact that as soon as he saw that she was upset, he asked her, do you want us to leave this alone? Do you want us to swerve this? That way they didn't need to talk about it on camera. They could have spoken about it. This shows that this man really cares. This man is really looking out for his partner and wants to make sure that her best interests are put first, in the sense that he wants to respect her. If she doesn't want to talk about her dad, he wants them to swerve. And so I love that she said, my dad would have really liked you. Yeah, he would have scared you. Every dad would always scare the guy that's dating their daughter. That's a given. So the fact that they acknowledge this and they're excited to meet her parents, and she sort of told him what to expect or how to behave around her mother was amazing. Was really amazing. I loved that. And then we have Ollie. Finally, it makes sense. Because they had a conversation with Demi, and he sort of told her that he's got ADHD. And so it makes sense why he threw the avocado across the room. It makes sense why he was so stressed out and didn't know what to do with himself when she went to open the door. It now makes sense. And for Ollie, this is the best partner he could have. This is the best case scenario for him, because Demi is understanding, she's patient, she's empathetic, she's able to compromise. This is the person that he needs. He now needs to come up with ways to sort of manage himself, that way he doesn't lose this girl. And now that he's told her about his ADHD, hopefully she'll be in an understanding position and they'll be able to make it work, because I love them as a couple. I just was worried that something was a bit off about him. And now that he said he's got ADHD, amazing. Now it makes sense. Now it does make sense. And hopefully the two of them will be able to overcome this and move on to the next stage. Okay, I'm going to be hypercritical, and I'm sorry. I don't know these people as people. I only know what I see from the edits. But Catherine is rubbing me up the wrong way. Given the fact that she's a dental nurse, okay, fine, she's a dental nurse. But still, she needs to have empathy. She needs to be relatable. She needs to be... Maybe she does. Maybe it's the edit. But from the moment they arrived at Freddie's family's house, I think it's the sister's house, the way she sort of didn't want... I don't know. Maybe she's not a hugger, but her hugs were so awkward and they were so distant. Like, she kept trying to sort of detach the people from her. And it's like, this is your first impression. What do you think these people will think? Just try and just suck it up and just, be open to meeting these people. You're planning on marrying their relative. Make it sort of comfortable for them. Yeah, they did speak. She was there. She spoke about her job. She spoke about the process. But for me, something didn't gel. Something didn't there was this bit whereby she's seen the life that Freddie has. He's a good looking young man who appears to have bag, who comes from a family that appears to be comfortable. I'm not saying they're mega rich, but I think they're comfortable. And because they're comfortable, she wants to sort of bring herself and put herself in this comfort, but she's not open to sort of accepting them. In my opinion, she seemed distant. I don't know how to describe it, but she seemed distant. Something about her was a bit off. I don't know whether she's someone who doesn't like... I've heard people say, I'm not a hugger, I'm not a this, I'm not a that. Something was off. Yes, I like the fact that Freddie asked his brother to be his best man, but I think Catherine is the wrong person for him to be making such decisions at such an early stage. I think Catherine, he needed to spend more time with her, getting to know her before he asked his brother to be his best man. At the end of the day, yeah, maybe the brother might not remember, but still, I feel some type of way. I like the fact that his brother was included in the family event. So they had his mom, his brother, his sister, and brother-in-law. So everybody was there. But something for me was awkward. I think if it was a meeting with someone like Nicole, someone like Demi, someone like Maria, who appears to have the empathy gene or the ability to be open to receive other people and sort of express emotions, that would have been better. But in this situation, as far as I'm concerned, I do not know Catherine from Adam, but at the end of the day, she was very awkward and very uncomfortable to watch. I don't know about the people that were in the room, because Freddie's family must have read the room. But then one thing, about these people is they'll smile at you, but they've already sussed you out. They might have a conversation with Freddie once she's left, but I don't think they were comfortable around her. I personally don't think so, because of the way the sister kept looking. Even the brother-in-law said this is all happening too soon. And it's like, well, this is Love is Blind. You only have 4 weeks. Oh my God, Maria's family are making me tear up, aren't they? So Maria went to Hertfordshire with Tom to go and meet her family. He was anxious, obviously, because she says she comes from a Muslim background. And as I said, stereotypes at times can hinder our ability to get to know people because we're stuck in boxes and we don't know how to navigate ourselves out of those boxes. So I love the fact that the family were very welcoming, they were very open, and Tom humbled himself enough to be open to receive and be accepted in the family, because this topic about him being judgmental also came up. He spoke to her sister, he was very respectful, he spoke to the mother, and they couldn't like him more because he's open to learning, he's open to getting to know them as a family. And he actually said that, Maria's family is not impressed by his job title. She's not impressed by the fact that he owns his own home, he's got money, blah, blah, blah. All they want to know is he's going to look after their family member very well. He's going to be there for her. He's going to be supportive, loving, caring, attentive. So that was cute. I really liked that. I really liked that family meetup. It was day and night when you compare it to Catherine and Freddie's meetup with his family. And so I like the fact that Tom actually asked for the mother's blessing because the dad is not there to give her blessing. So he spoke to the mom and asked for her blessing, and she sort of expressed her concern that it's too soon, but at the end of the day, they have her blessing. And for her to ask to hold his hand to walk back to the chair meant a lot. Because normally Muslim ladies, I understand, don't normally sort of do that with men that they don't know, which means that she's accepting him as a family member by accepting to hold his hand. And that was cute. I really loved that. I loved that Maria's family were there. They were supportive. The brothers were there, the brother-in-law, the children, everybody was comfortable. So it was cute to see. Freddie went out for a chat with his sister, and his sister could tell that something is off. Something is definitely off. And it is off in the sense that he's a shadow of his former self. He's having to contort himself to fit into the box that Maria wants to put him in, which shouldn't be, really. It shouldn't be. I don't know why he's continuing to do this. I don't know whether he really likes this woman so much that he's willing to sort of forgo his own wants and his own needs to make her happy. I love the fact that you were saying, oh, I don't know that I'm good enough. And the sister said, no, the question is she good enough for you? That's the truth. Yes, you can ask yourself, am I good enough for her? But is she good enough for you? And so the answer, that needs to be answered. That is yet to be answered. I don't think they'll say yes. I don't think they should say yes. I think if anything else, I wish they could get an extension and continue to date. They need a prenup, date, and then make a decision of whether they want to get married. You have Sabrina and Stephen meet up with Stephen's brother and his friends. They met at a pub, and it's like, why didn't they go to the house? Why did they have to go to a pub? I don't get it. The friends were skeptical. They were right to be skeptical. Every family member that's skeptical is right to be, because you meet someone for 10 days, you propose, you go away for a couple of days, you come back. After 4 weeks, you get married. So give and take, it's about 8 weeks. That's too short a period to say you're ready to marry someone. So I get where his friends are coming from. I love the fact that they were honest. On her part, Sabrina said she's changing jobs so she'll be able to commute between London and Belfast. And it's like, is she on the show because she wants to get married, or is she on the show because she's looking for job opportunities? Make it make sense. I feel some type of way about Sabrina and Stephen, because I don't feel like, I feel there's an elephant in the room, and I feel this elephant is not being addressed. And until they address that elephant, and I'm satisfied, unless it's the edits, I don't think they should say yes on wedding day. I don't think so. Oh, we have Benaya meet up with Nicole's mom and dad. He was anxious, and I think this is the problem where there's sort of interracial marriages, because you don't know about the other person's culture and their beliefs. And you're worried if you're going to meet their expectations of you as a partner. So the fact that her parents were open, they were a bit hesitant, obviously, because she's been married before. So they were anxious that, is she just doing this on impulse because she likes the idea of marriage, or is she really serious about this man? So I like the fact that, Benaya is, well, he comes across as someone who's he's lovable. You can't help but love Benaya. So they were accepting. And the fact that when they said they were on board with her sort of going through the process and possibly getting married, and they held Nicole's hands, he sort of asked, is it too soon for me to hold your hands as well? And he is so endearing. You can't help but love him. And I love that meetup. I love that the parents, even though this is her second go round, were open to the idea that she might actually marry this man. And so they gave their blessing. And when they left, you could see Benaya was ecstatic. He was ecstatic. And I love this for them. I love the fact that they've got the family's approval. I was wondering if they were going to bring up the topic of Sam, and I'm happy that it wasn't brought up. But it seems in the clip of the next episode, it's going to be a disaster. Anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 6. Bye guys.